So welcome to the premiere of Slippery Slope. Before we step into this world that you'll find is kind of a relational conflict world and this world of nosy neighbors, I want to set the stage first by asking a question. The question I want to ask is, what usually creates conflict between people? So just to kind of get us in that space. Maybe we could take a moment for you to throw some stuff out. What do you think creates conflict between people? Misunderstanding. What else creates conflict between people? It's a highly vulnerable thing I'm asking you to do, breaking the barrier between group and person talking. Different opinions. Space. Money. Car. That's true. Anybody else? What creates conflict in your life? Me? Is that why you waved at me? Different assumptions? Very good. Sorry? Traditions, probably. Anything else? Expectations. Yeah, absolutely. Religions. Oh. Good. There's just so many things, right, that create conflict between us. So I want to take a moment to show you this diagram. This diagram is something of our way into the slippery slope, if you will. Let's say for a moment that many of our conflicts come from some sort of unmet desire somehow. There's something we want, we haven't been able to get it. So we start with our desire. And if that desire ends up being met, we get the thing we want, then there's no trouble. There's no problem whatsoever. We move on, life is happy. But saying that that desire doesn't get met, so for instance, maybe somebody would like to see someone clean the bathroom. Right? And let's say that week after week after week, this desire goes unmet. After a while, over time, it's kind of, we get a more and more emotional reaction, a little more bitter until our desire becomes a demand, right? So we might move from, I really wish somebody would clean the bathroom, to, you know what, I deserve for someone to clean the bathroom. I work hard, I'm tired, could somebody else do something, right? It moves to a demand, we get angry. And maybe we sit in that just long enough until it becomes a judgment. And so now, instead of just saying, I deserve it, maybe we're saying something like, you know what, other people who don't clean bathrooms are lazy. Right? So it's no longer a desire, it's no longer a demand, it's a judgment about other people. And once we've thoroughly invested ourselves in that role, the next logical step is to figure out how to get back at the world for wronging us. Right? So the next question becomes, what can I do to punish people for being lazy and unhelpful? That's the progression that we can enter into. Most of these things start out minor differences, really. I mean, cleaning the bathrooms is this minor difference. But before we know it, we're sliding down onto the slippery slope that can drop off in two directions, which we're going to see in the movie, and you actually have a little handout in your program that talks a little bit about it as well. So with that introduction in mind, I'm going to give you slippery slope. So we're going to see a couple trailers to some of the other movies we've done, and then we're going to slip into slippery slope.